of the channel community. I'm Alanna April, Woman of the Channel Program Manager, and welcome to this week's Community Spotlight. With our Community Spotlights, we get the opportunity to highlight the incredible women and allies that are shaping the channel in meaningful ways, and today's is no exception. I'm super excited to be introducing Joo Sohn, Director of Global Partner Programs at SolarWinds, and one of our rising stars in the channel. Joo, thank you so much for being here today, and it's great to have you with us.
Thank you. It's great to be here, Alanna.
We're really looking forward to spending a few minutes to learn more about you, your journey, and what continues to drive you forward. We're going to start off with a couple of fun icebreakers. The first one's pretty short and quick, and the next one you can kind of give a little bit more. But first thing, early mornings or late nights?
I wish I was an early morning person given my global role, but I'm definitely a night owl.
Okay, that's perfect. And outside of work, what is something that you genuinely love to spend your time on?
I enjoy spending time with my family and my friends and my dogs. I've got two of them, Louie and my baby Frankie. He's a Boston Terrier. And I learned that work-life balance is important to bring our best selves in each of those areas. Whether I take a bike ride on the beach or play tennis, or spend time playing with my dogs or hanging out with my friends. I feel that that's really important for my own mental health and being able to come back to work refreshed. So I, really don't take anything for granted with time spent with the most important people in my life.
Yes, no, definitely. I think we all need to prioritize that. Sometimes work can get a little bit busy and then we forget about those things, but that is really what makes us show up every day, 100% be able to give our all when we have those breaks to share with our dogs, loved ones, and all of that. And that time away helps us stay refreshed.
That's for sure.
It's always super fun to learn a little bit more about what fuels people outside of work, but let's kind of shift the energy into your experience in the channel. And what advice would you give someone that's first starting out in the channel?
My biggest advice would be to spend time understanding how partners actually run their businesses, the issues that they're dealing with, and what keeps them up at night. What I've learned is that partner programs aren't about what looks good on paper. It's all about how we could truly help our partners win and be more successful. So early in my career, when I was with partners in the field all the time, one partner told me something that stuck with me, and he said, programs could look great on paper, Joo, but what really matters is whether they help us become profitable and really win with customers. And that particular comment changed how I think about program design. And from that point forward, I started looking at everything through the lens of, does this actually help our partners grow their business and serve their customers better? And it's something that I still think about today whenever we launch new initiatives for partners.
No, that's great. It's definitely learning who your customer is, whether you're first starting out in your career or you're later on in your career. Like you said, you still utilize that kind of advice to help make sure that you're serving everyone properly. No, that's amazing. And kind of thinking about growth and evolving, you like to look at your partners and see how they're doing, but looking back at your professional career, who has made the biggest impact on your professional growth?
I've actually been really blessed to learn from a lot of amazing leaders, colleagues, and partners throughout my career, both men and women. So it's hard for me to just narrow it down to just one. But early on, one of my first leaders really shaped how I think about leadership by emphasizing the importance of people, and how you show up for them is what everything else is built upon. And that mindset has also influenced how I work with partners, because in the channel, trust and relationships are everything. And I've learned a lot from others who taught me the importance of listening, both internally and just as importantly to partners in the field. And this has really helped me throughout my career to seek to understand by asking questions and actively listening and always learning. And lastly, I do want to mention my new boss at SolarWinds, Barb Hillscamp, whom I'm thinking you probably know. It seems actually like everyone knows her, but she's also had a meaningful impact on me as well already because when I first joined the company, she took me to my first Women of the Channel conference. And it just reminded me how important it is to continue to network with other women in tech. And I also really admire her partner first mindset and how focused she is on one important question, which is how do we grow and scale with our partners? So it's been a great time so far working with someone who's as passionate about partners as I am, actually.
No, that's amazing, and I love hearing that. It highlights how the impact of support, the guidance, and advocacy can help you kind of build on your career, even in ways that you may have not realized at first, or being able to go to one of the conferences to kind of see and network and be able to kind of see that they're putting more back into you as well is nice.
Yes, very.
Of course, growth obviously comes with some of its challenges. I want to ask you, how would you stay confident while navigating new responsibilities or unknowns when they pop up in your career?
Well, one thing I've learned is that confidence isn't about having it all figured out because no one really, does it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially in tech, things evolve too quickly for anyone to have everything figured out, actually, is my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
What helps me stay confident, though, is staying curious and collaborative and staying open because that's when you start seeing things you would have completely missed if you were just trying to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
And this is especially true now as we see rapid innovation driven by technologies like AI. You have to be willing to learn real time. So for
Yeah.
me, confidence comes from knowing I can navigate that, not because I have all the answers, but because I know how to get there. And if something doesn't work, it's okay. You learn from it and you pivot to try something else. And,
Mm-hmm.
that's something I've developed over time, though. For example, when I was creating, partner program structure without a defined model, I had to align multiple stakeholders, do some modeling, and iterate quickly upon, feedback and changes. And each of those experiences build confidence because you can take something undefined and turn it into something that works. And that's always exciting.
No, definitely. And I know that perspective would definitely resonate with a lot of women in the community is you might think that some people have it all figured out, but it's no one really truly does. Like you said, tech, everything's always evolving and being able to change. No one has the answers to every single thing that's going to pop up. And now knowing that it's okay. We're all learning from everything that's happening on a daily basis.
Absolutely, Alana.
And kind of looking into the future and as you look forward, what excites you the most about the future of your career?
Um, what excites me the most is that the tech world is never the same, right? Like we just discussed,
Yeah.
and it continues to evolve, and our partners' ecosystem continues to evolve with it. AI, for instance, as I mentioned, is forcing companies to rethink how they operate and, more importantly, who they trust to guide them through it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where our partners step in. And in my role at SolarWinds, I'm especially excited because we're currently preparing to launch an enhanced partner program, which is designed to support that evolution with continued investment in our program, um, to improve our partners' profitability, growth, and their engagement. And we're focusing on the overall partner experience as well. And we're simplifying processes and systems to make it easier to do business with us and drive internal and external operational efficiencies. Because if you think about it, when partners are successful, it doesn't just impact one deal, it creates momentum across the entire ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in other words, when a partner is successful, it snowballs, right? Where we see more deals, we see deeper relationships, and more investment from everyone involved. And that's what makes working with the channel so rewarding for me.
Yeah, that's incredibly exciting. It's inspiring to see how you and your team are thinking about what's next, not just for you personally, but for all of your partners and just the ecosystem in general.
Yes.
Before we wrap up, I have one final question. If you had one piece of advice that you would give your younger self, or maybe a woman listening today that's stepping into her next chapter, what would that be?
I would tell my younger self not to wait until everything feels perfectly aligned before taking the next step. I think a lot of people, especially women, feel like they need to check all the boxes before they go for something. And the reality is you really never will, right? So some of the biggest growth moments in my career came from stepping into things I wasn't fully ready for and figuring it out, along the way. And I found that growth often happens when you step into something that stretches you. I've learned that you don't need to feel 100% ready. You just need to be willing to figure it out as you go and just adapt quickly, if you have to. And those moments often lead to the most meaningful growth and open more doors and opportunities you didn't even know were there. So that would be my advice.
No, it's very powerful advice. It's one of those things that if it doesn't challenge you, it's not going to change you. It's not going to have that growth aspect that you want down the road. Thank you so much for sharing that.
You bet.
Joo, thank you so much for taking the time with us today and for sharing your story, your insights, and your perspective with the Women of the Channel community. It's been such a pleasure getting to know and learn more about you and your journey. And to our community, please be sure to give Joo some high fives in the comments, and if she shared anything that resonated with you today, we'd love to hear your thoughts below. And until next time, thank you for being a part of this incredible community, and have an amazing week.